Hey, if you've been struggling with your journey to transformation, the things that I'm going to discuss in this video might just be the reason why. My name is Ijeoma Ofombedu, and I am the founder of the Thrive Tribe, which is a platform dedicated to helping busy and overwhelmed entrepreneurs, creators, professionals, and executives get out of stock, build a life that truly matters to them, and actually thrive in it using leveraging the spirit, skills, and strategy method. Today, I want to talk about the challenges that people face on their transformation that they don't even know that they face, that makes it actually difficult for their transformation journey to turn out the way they have envisioned or planned. Now, a couple of days back, I was doing my Thrive Gap Assessment, which is an assessment in our community that we're developing for our community, where you are able to identify the exact gaps you have in your life so that you can actually attend to those gaps, as opposed to just reading and just doing some transformation things or just going in a direction because a coach or somebody said that. Now, in the process of doing that, I had identified a certain gap, and that gap had been there for a while, and I was trying to attend to it. I've been trying to attend to it, albeit I wasn't giving it my full attention, but it was there. And then I decided, okay, this thing has stayed here for a while. It's time to actually address it. And I sat down to address it, and I realized that I was actually just assigning what I thought was the solution for that particular gap without actually assessing what kind of gap it is. And guys, this is very important. If you don't understand what kind of gap you have in your transformation journey, you might not be able to give it the right solution. It's like going to the doctor and everything the doctor gives you is paracetamol, or the doctor doesn't even probably diagnose what you're doing or what the issue is, and then the doctor just gives you what he thinks is best for you. Every gap in your life has a root cause, and till that root cause is uncovered and appropriately addressed, you could just be putting a band-aid and you keep limping and you think, okay, this is actually going to take a long time, when that shouldn't actually be the case. Now, when you are assessing a gap you have in your life, and by gap I mean, let's assume you want to in your family, if for example, let's assume that you're struggling with parenting, or maybe in your marriage there's an intimacy issue between your spouse and you, or maybe in your career you're struggling to hit certain targets, or maybe in your journey. In fact, let me use the weight loss. That's the journey I'm going to use because it's something a lot of us can relate with. Let's say you're struggling to lose weight, or you're losing and gaining the weight, losing and gaining, and you're just sick and tired. And you're also sick and tired of being sick and tired. If you don't, you need to, first of all, you need to access what the problem, why you're actually not able to hit the transformation, or why the transformation is not constant. And if you're not able to identify that, you find yourself going round and round in circles. And that's why sometimes getting a coach for your transformation journey might not always be the solution that you need. Yeah, because a coach a lot of times just helps you, shows you what to do. If you don't address the underlying things, you might not be able to make progress, and then it's going to look like the coach doesn't know their job, or you are not serious. So really, if you've also been in this situation where you felt like I've gone from coaches to coaches and I'm just tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired, you need to listen to this video so that you know exactly what you need to do. Now, there are three primary reasons why you can have a gap in your life. The first is a mindset gap. The second is a knowledge gap. And the third is a strategy gap. And I'm just going to explain using the weight loss gap. So let's assume that you want to lose some weight, or let me expand it a little bit. You have some trauma, or you have a certain way of behaving, or you're a people pleaser, for example, or you talk too much, for example, and you really want to plug that gap in your life. You want to be a better person. And so you say, okay, you have actually identified the issue and say, okay, I talk too much, or I'm gaining weight. I need to address this issue. The worst thing you can do is to go out there and pick a book on how to stop talking, or to go and sign up with a weight loss coach that gives you a weight plan and exercise. This is why, if the reason you are not losing weight, or you have added weight, or the reason you are talking too much is actually a fundamental mindset problem, in other words, deep down in you, you actually see yourself as fat, or you don't see yourself capable of achieving a goal. The highest, the best that can happen with the best of coaches, that you achieve the result. The moment you leave, you go back to normal. You go back, not normal, you go back to default, what you were, where you were before. So you need to find out exactly what the challenge is. So when you identify, okay, I talk too much, or I'm a people pleaser, or I find it difficult to keep to my words, or I'm gaining fat, or whatever the reason is, first ask yourself, is this a mindset problem? Do I really see myself as someone who can achieve this goal? In other words, ask yourself the question of why. What is my identity and perspective? And don't just rush it. Sit down and actually ask yourself questions with guided prompts. And you could, in the process, you might actually discover that, for example, if when you were younger, you were constantly being made to feel that you were no good, or they say useless boy, I know you will be useless, or kind of thing, or useless girl, all those kind of things, and you didn't know your soul absorbed those things, and you've gone on. Later in the future, you're trying to do something, and your soul inside is like, but they said that we are like this now. Why are we now trying to achieve this? And you're literally fighting against yourself without knowing. And it leads to self-sabotage. Now, what you need at that point in time is to correct that identity and build yourself as someone who can achieve that goal before you even start to do all those things. Of course, those things are important. So you either do them hand in hand, or you do one first, face the mindset problem before getting over to that. Because if you do this, if you go for what to do without fixing your why, you will go back to default, even if you successfully fix it. Because your identity is not aligned with the results that you're seeking. So it's very important that you ask yourself, is this a mindset issue? Do I really believe that I can achieve this? Do I see myself as the person that can get this goal? Is this who I am on my inside? Ask yourself hard questions and not be afraid to tell yourself the truth. See, if you see somebody, say something like, I beg, na pikin I born, no be person I kill. If that is what you believe deep down, it will be very difficult for you to do the work you need to do to lose weight, or to do something about, or to even look good for yourself. Let's not even talk about your husband. For yourself, first of all. Because you'll just be like, I beg, that pikin I born, I no keep person, shall love me, I'm being a mother. You've given yourself, you've told your soul that there's no need to try. Like, there are people, and then when you see people out there who are doing it, your first reaction is like, this person, I'm sure they've done surgery or something. So sometimes how you even know your mindset towards the thing is when you see the people who are pursuing the goal that you want. What is your first reaction to them? If your first reaction to them a lot of times is not right, before you now correct yourself, you need to check it. For example, you might see somebody crushing something, the first thing is envy or anger or jealousy. It means deep down inside you're having a conversation with yourself that is not right. So fix it. Ask yourself first, is it a mindset issue? Now, the second question you should ask yourself, but now after you've asked yourself, is it a mindset issue? If you discover it is, go ahead and fix it. Do what you need to do. Ask questions, sit with it, do affirmations, visualize yourself as the person who's achieving that goal. Recode your mind. Let your mind know that the government has changed. Journal, ask yourself questions. Get the word of God in that area and react, do affirmations, and close your eyes and see yourself. Now, the mind doesn't know the difference between the real and the fake. So when you close your eyes and see yourself as the person who is slim, losing that weight, your mind starts to say, oh, okay, the government is changing. Let's begin to align. And over time, you will find out that you're actually able to see yourself as someone who can do that. I remember one of the greatest weight losses that I had, it was in fact, people were alarmed, but it was good, was when I lost, I think, 16 kg in about 4 to 6 weeks. It was crazy. And it was just something that I did. I took a picture of myself long before I got married in incidentally a yellow shirt, which is another thing about visualization or vision boarding. Don't just go and pick pictures that speak to you. And sometimes colors and postures are important, but let's talk about that in another video. So I love yellow, and it was a shirt of me in yellow. It was a picture of me in yellow, one of my favorite yellow tops. I put it as a screensaver, and a screensaver on my phone. After I gave birth to my first son, I started my weight loss, and in 4 to 6 weeks I lost 16 kg. I was not sick, like seriously, legit, I was not sick. It was crazy. And I lost weight so much, and funny thing is, I have not tried to get that picture. I don't know where that picture is, but of course, at this stage of my life, I'm taking my time, and all that. But when I'm ready to lose weight, I know what to do. I really, really do know what to do. So understand if it's a mindset issue for you, and work on addressing it. The second thing that you should ask after you've ascertained whether it's a mindset issue or not is this a knowledge issue. Now, if you ask yourself is it a mindset issue, and you realize that, okay, this is not a mindset issue, the next thing is, so is this now a knowledge issue? Why mindset deals with why? Why should I do this? Do I have a why for this? Knowledge issue deals with what, knowing exactly what to do, and a lot of times that's where your coach comes in. So that's why I said earlier that if you don't fix the mindset, you and your coach will just be playing and just be doing stuff and getting no results. But if you fix the mindset, then a coach is able to help you. Now, if you have a coach who is also a therapist, they might be able to understand after working with you for a while or asking questions that what you need first is a mindset fix before the knowledge fix, and they'll be able to advise you. But sometimes they might not know. So this is me telling you to sit down with yourself and do this journey with yourself. Now, if it's a knowledge issue, then go for a coach, go for skills, go for wisdom. Ask, what exactly do I need to move this thing forward? And how do you know it's a knowledge issue? When you don't exactly sure what to do. You're not exactly sure. If someone asks you, okay, what are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, you're not exactly sure what it is that you need to do, then go for knowledge and go for a coach to guide you, preferably a coach in the area of what you want to do, or a mentor, this. Then go for books. Go for books that teach you what to do, but beware of staying in the learning cycle, of getting stuck in the learning cycle where you keep learning and never executing. So ahead of time, I already tell you that determine the magnitude of what it is you're getting into and the appropriate level of knowledge that you need to get into it. Determine the sources you need to get those knowledge from that will give you the best in the shortest time. So in other words, go for book recommendations, go for book recommendations, go for podcast recommendations. Don't just pick up things just because, okay, the title looks good. Don't waste your time like that. Go for book recommendations, and also most importantly, pray. God knows what you need exactly when you need it, because a title might not look like it, but a part in the book or the message or the podcast might be what speaks to what you need to do. So most importantly, pray. Go for book recommendations, ask questions, and fix the word for you. Now, the third thing, if let's assume you fix the word, or you've already told yourself, I know what to do, but I haven't just started. The next challenge will be a strategy challenge, which is knowing how. So the first is why, the second is what, and the third is how. With how, all we're just talking about is taking what you've already learned and actually creating a roadmap that would help you deploy the things you need to deploy. How would you know if your problem is how? If, for example, you are not exactly, you know what to do, but you don't know where to start. Now, for the knowledge, you don't know what to do, or you don't know where to start. But now, with the strategy, you know where strategy is just a problem. You know what to do, but you're not exactly sure where to start. Or you feel a little bit overwhelmed, or you just feel, okay, I don't want to make mistakes. What you just need to do is to sit down, bring out 2 to 3 solutions, depending on the situation. There's some situations that, of course, you cannot do 2 to 3 solutions for, they might involve a life or something. So you go for the best. But a lot of situations are not like that. In a lot of times, you can just take things as experiments and say, okay, let me see how this works out. It either goes this way or that way. First of all, I will always say, I'm a Christian, go for guided counsel, pray. I won't say that you will hear God directly but when you pray, go with the paths that give you peace. And even if you're not sure, you could say, okay, God, this is what I feel like doing, that's what I need to do. If it's not your will, turn me back, or, lead me, or, lead me aright, or recalculate for me, like the GPS does. And this is something, the Bible says that He causes all things to work together for our good, to them that love God. Even as long as you're a child of God, submitted to God, even if you started out and it's not the right path, God has a way of rerouting it for you. So just keep your confidence on God and commit His journey to Him. Now, the strategy part is cannot outline, okay, this is what I want to do. For the next 90 days, for example, I'm going to, this is what I learned from the book or from the podcast or from this, or this is what, take that and say, oh, this is what God told me to do. Take that, okay, I'm going to do this in this way. For example, let's talk about the weight loss. For the next 90 days, for example, you could say, every day I'm going to exercise for 10 minutes while I while I listen to an audiobook. And it's nice that when you're doing strategy that you're already attached to something you're already doing, especially if you're starting. For example, when I get on the stepper exercise machine, I love to do it when I'm watching TV programs, so I could say I'm going to start running, or I'm going to get on the exercise machine on the treadmill while I do this, and then you could say also I'm going to create a meal plan, and I'm going to do intermittent fasting, and then I'm not going to eat till 12, and between 12 and 8 only, and then I'm going to break with smoothies. I'm going to do a brunch at about 3, and a dinner, an early dinner at about 7, for example. This is what my meal plan is going to be for the next 1 month, and I'll repeat it every 3 months. And then I'm going to create a shopping list, a weekly shopping list based on the things that I need to refill weekly, and a monthly shopping list, so that I don't have to start thinking of exactly what I need when it's time to shop in the week. I just bring out my weekly shopping list, or monthly shopping. I bring out my monthly shopping list, and I know exactly what I need to do. I say, okay, I need to take smoothies every day. So Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I'm going to make smoothies, or I'm going to make smoothies on Saturday and put them in the deep freezer, by this time, while I'm doing this, so that I have the smoothies already ready. And then I'll do breakfast just after. Create a plan, a very tight plan. This is what we do at Thrive Tribe. We love it. So if you're struggling with that, we are your go-to. Now, in Thrive Tribe, there are 2 great things we help you with. We help you with a mindset, and we help you with a strategy. Now, when it comes to the skills, it's technical, because a lot of times the skills, you actually need relevant skills, and we're not pros in everything. For example, I'm not a weight loss professional. I can tell you a couple of things, but I'm not a weight loss professional. I'm not a parenting professional. I do know a couple of things, but I'm not that. I'm not a marriage professional. I do know a couple of things, but I'm not certified to train you in that. So when it comes to knowledge, we'll connect you with the people we have seen have proven track records in bringing solutions to that aspect. So we help you with mindset, bring you over to knowledge, connect you, and keep you accountable. And then when you have gotten enough knowledge, we bring you over to strategy and keep you accountable executing. Of course, you're still going to keep learning, but the emphasis is more now on execution than learning. So those are the 3 things. Those are the 3 questions. These are the 3 things that could be the root cause of the gap that you have. And if you don't diagnose what the correct root cause of the gap is, you could apply a strategy solution to a mindset problem. Imagine if you decided, for the weight loss issue, you've listed a very tight plan, very nice plan of how you're going to shop weekly and monthly and do stuff. But deep down in your heart does not see you as someone that can achieve the goal. You will make all those plans. Forgive me. Forgive my dialect. My dear, you will make all those plans, and you will find yourself quitting on day 5. Because inside you're not just that person. Or you apply a knowledge solution to a strategy problem, and you find out that you don't know what to do, but you've just heard, okay, do this, do that, do intermediate, and then sometimes you end up gaining more weight because between 12 and 8, for example, you've eaten all the fatty things you want to eat and everything, and it's almost as if, okay, you didn't do anything. Or you apply a mindset problem to a strategy, so or a mindset solution. So you feel, and though that really does happen, but you instead of you to move, you just keep thinking, and a lot of times what happens is knowledge solution to strategy problem. That's where people get stuck in learning circle. They need to actually move, but they've just been learning. No. You need to identify what exactly. So do I see myself as a person that can do this? If yes, do I have enough knowledge? What knowledge is enough for this, and do I have enough of it? And you don't have to get the whole world. Remember, even when you start executing, you can still be learning, though more emphasis will be on execution. There are a lot of things you will learn on the way. Of course, it's best to learn from others, but there's also a lot of things you can learn on the way. So get on the way, especially because clarity comes on the way a whole lot. So I hope this helps you. Thank you for watching, and let me know which of them hit you the most, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.